Hi, today's class is going to be focused on glutes, quads and hip flexion. So we're going to be doing some single leg lifts which will help with flexing of the hips for when you're squatting, etc. And obviously stretching out the glutes and the quadriceps are going to be useful for your squats. So we're going to start on our back. So come to lie down, cross your right ankle over your left knee and pick up your leg. Grab your left thigh and pull the thigh in towards you until you can feel a stretch in your right glute outer hip space. Keep your right foot flexed. Left leg can be lifted or just relaxed, it's up to you. And as you pull your thigh in towards you, press your thigh back into your hands and your tailbone down towards the floor. So this will be good to increase the stretch on your right side. So breathe deeply. Soften the shoulders. Keep pressing your hands and your leg together. And then switch sides. So left ankle over right knee. Grab your right thigh. Pull the thigh in as you press your left thigh away. Some of you may find your arm is actually on your left thigh and can press it away, but some of you may not find that, in which case it's more of using kind of muscular effort. And you can help that by pulling your thigh in, pressing your knee away from you. Concentrate on your breathing, just a couple more deep breaths. And then release. Take your hands behind your thighs, rock up, or you can always roll to the side if that feels easier, and come to seated. So come to cross-legged. Now if you find you're rounding and it's hard to sit up straight, your knees are kind of up here, I would suggest sitting on a block or a cushion, and then that will help tilt your pelvis a bit more forwards. And while I'm here, I want you to cross your legs at your shins rather than at your ankles. So your toes are pointing forwards if you can flex your feet, so dorsiflex, and shift your hips back a little. Take a deep breath in and then walk your hands forwards. So stretching, you may find it different places. You may find it just around this kind of outer hip and glute space. You may find it into the lower back. Some of you may be finding that all the way into the hips as well. So reach forwards, breathe deeply. Just relax the shoulders. It doesn't matter how far forward you go, but focus on lengthening your spine, so drawing your chest forwards, then walking your hands over to the right. Stretching away through your left hand. And then coming back to center, pulling the belly in to sit upright, changing the cross of your legs. So you can cross at your shins if possible, flex your feet, toes pointing forwards, deep breath in, and then walk your hands forwards, pressing back through your sit bones. And then walking hands to the left, stretching away through your right hand. And then come back to center. Come upright. Two ways to get into downward dog. You can simply swing your legs around to the side and come into downward dog, or pull your feet in towards you, press forwards, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Let's pause for a breath. And we're going to come into a low lunge. So step your right foot forwards, and if it stops short, hand around the ankle, give it a helping hand to the top of the mat, and place your back knee to the floor. Just press your hips forwards, just until you can feel a stretch in your left psoas, in your hip flexor. And we're going to take a quad stretch. Now if this feels sore on your knee, I would grab a cushion and place it under your back knee. So bring your right hand to your thigh and press up. pull the lower belly in, and then reach back. So look back for your foot, bend the knee, and you want to kind of lean forwards. You don't want to be sitting right on the top of the knee because that's when it can feel quite sore. And bring the heel in towards you. Turn your chest forward so you get a bit of a stretch in this left shoulder. And depending how flexible your quads are, you can always, what we call a flip grip. So your hands are pointing, your fingers are pointing out, and then you flip the grip around so they're facing over your toes. And hug that heel in, or draw that heel in towards your outer hip. And breathe. And then carefully release. Plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Look forwards, bend your knees, step your left foot forwards. Again, if it stops short, help it up there. Maybe wiggle your right foot back as well, back knee down. Point your toes back, forget that stretch in your right hip. And then bring your hands to your front thigh. And then bend your back knee, so look around. You feel a little bit wobbly. Grab your foot, pull it in towards you. Try and lean forward so you're past that kind of biting point of your knee. And then turn your chest forwards, stretching into the right shoulder head. Lower belly pulls in. And then carefully release. Hands to the mat. This time just come back to a tabletop position. Cross your legs at the ankles, or again swing them round to the side if this doesn't feel great for knees for any reason, and come to sit down. So if you're familiar with Pigeon, this is a kind of a variation on Pigeon. So lean to your right hip, bend your left leg beside you so your knee is pointing kind of outwards, and bring your right shin in front of you so it's about parallel to the front edge of the mat. Take a deep inhale, then walk your hands forwards and maybe come down onto forearms. And if you want a slightly deeper option, turn your chest towards your foot. You can always hold on to the foot as well for some leverage here. So you can pull your foot towards you and draw your chest towards your foot. And then walk your hands back and simply lean onto your right hip and swing your legs round the other way. Flexing your feet, turn your chest towards your left leg, and this back leg can always come forwards. If it doesn't feel comfortable sticking straight out, it can always come forwards, and then come forwards onto your forearms. If you're up here and you're getting a stretch, that's fine. You don't have to come onto forearms. And then for those of you that are holding your foot, turn your chest towards your foot and pull your foot towards your chest. And then come back to center. Pull this left foot in, push forwards onto your hands and up to downward dog. Hug your arms in, press them inwards, press into your hands, tighten the lower abdomen, and then walk forwards. And bend your knees, hands to your hips, press into your heels and rise all the way up to standing. Okay, this is where leg lifts are going to come in. So with your hands on your hips, press firmly into your feet. Feet aren't that wide. And now press especially into your left foot and pull your left hip in so you're engaging your glutes. Actually, let me turn around so my right leg is facing you. Press into your left foot, tighten the belly and hover this right leg off the floor so you're kind of hugging it up into the hip socket. Then with the foot flexed, so dorsiflexed, lift your right leg up as high as you can, pull the belly in, lower it back down. Keep your glutes engaged, so press into that left foot as you hike that right leg up and then lower. Keep the breath steady. Let's do an inhale to lower. Exhale, pull the belly in, lift. Inhale to lower. Exhale, lift and hold. Keep squeezing your left hip in, tightening the lower belly, and then lower the foot all the way to the floor. Now the other side. So press firmly into your right foot, squeeze that right hip in, tighten the lower belly, so don't stick your bum out or your ribs out. You want to pull everything in, engage. Now hover your left foot, take an inhale. As you exhale, push into your right foot, lift your left leg up. Doesn't matter how high it comes up, exhale to lift, but I want you to concentrate on keeping your back straight. So you might get your leg high, but if you're kind of leaning back like this, it's kind of pointless. So tighten the belly, lift up, pull in your left thigh towards your hip and lower. Last one, lift and hold. You may find the leg starts to lower a little. Feel really challenging to keep it lifted. So use your tummy muscles, use your hip flexors, using your quads, and then lower all the way down. Now after these ones, it's quite nice to stretch out your quads. So press into your left foot, grab your right leg, right foot with your hands, then press the knee behind you. And at the same time, as you press your knee back, and lift your hip points, so your bony hip points at the front, up. Then press your foot into your hands, pull your hands onto your foot, and you may find that increases the stretch, and also find maybe some engagement in your hamstring as well. And then release. Same again on the opposite side. So grab your foot, press your knee back, lift the chest, pull the lower belly in, and press the foot into the hands. Pull the hands onto the foot. And then slowly release. So that's the session done with, apart from Shavasana. So kneel down, sit down, and come to lie down. Stretch your legs out. Just let your feet flop outwards. Maybe give them a little wiggle side to side. And then just let them flop. Turn your palms up, lift the shoulders up and away from your ears. Soften your fingers. Soften the facial muscles. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Encourage everything to soften. If you're staying put for a bit, enjoy. And if you're getting ready to move, let's do it together today. Sweep your arms alongside your ears. Bring your feet together, stretch your legs out. Bring your knees in. Roll over to your right. Or left, it doesn't really matter. And then press into your hands to come up. Come into a comfortable seated position. We're not here for long, but if that means getting a cushion or block, feel free. Turn your palms up, index fingers and thumbs together. Take a deep breath. Full exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste.